ladies and gents. So just give me a little bit. Right. Boom. Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is. All right. Do I have a pincher? There we go. Let's pull this shit back. Get it out my hair. Eventually, I hope to make this thing grow. Oh, it's gonna grow. It's definitely gonna grow. Grow slow like my hair. All right. So, where the hell have you been? Where the hell have you been, Scott? I will tell you, I've been through hell. So, I run the household. Obviously, I'm a man. I'm married. My wife had a hemorrhagic stroke about 5 years ago, so a little past, almost 6 years ago. And she went to the hospital there. They had emergency landing, coming from New York, coming to Orlando, and they did an emergency landing in North Carolina. It was bad. She didn't wake up until New Year's Day. Not to my singing. No, not to my singing. Not at all. She woke up to Ryan Seacrest. Ryan Seacrest coming out of a door. Oh, it's cold. Once he said that, I looked down at her and I saw her toes wiggling, and she just wakes up like, what the fuck, bro? I've been singing all these Spanish songs to you all week. I know the hospital attendants and the nurses and doctors are sick of me. Anyway, needless to say, we had to end up coming down to Orlando after a couple of weeks at a different hospital. It was just a big debacle. Anyway, with that being said, she went from okay to worse. It was pretty bad. It was really bad, actually. It was I wasn't prepared. As a medical professional, you want to be prepared for everything. And I was not. Usually you're prepared for everybody else, but that didn't happen with me. And I choked, I freaked out, and we sank heavily. I tried to run, the podcast here and there while she was still recovering from her vegetative stage, but it was difficult. The people I like being on the show with, they can only come on so often. It was just nothing was working, and I just felt like maybe I should just focus on the wife until she's able to get on social media herself, which she is. She's now, as of Christmas Day last year, I gave her a tablet. She has 2 fingers on each hand. Both her fingers are throwing gang signs and shit. Her feet she has extreme foot drop on both feet. But she can cuss in 3 different languages. She can feed herself. She can use her stylist to go through social media. So she's essentially back. She just can't walk and she forgets a lot. I'm okay with that. I'm not okay with that. What am I lying about? I'm okay with the progress, but I want to push more. I want to go forward. Now, that being said, I'm back. I'm excited. Now, people who follow me and just all the well wishes I got over the last 5-6 years, people asking, the 70 subscribers that are here are asking, Scott, when are you coming back? When do you do this? Da, da, da. Man, Kevin Samuels stole your stuff and Fresh and Fit stole your stuff. And I'm just like, whoa, slow your roll. I will never, ever, ever, ever allow someone to smite Uncle Kevin's name. Do not say his name in vain. All right? Do not. Yeah, you can fuck Fresh and Fit. I can give a good goddamn about them. Yes, they've changed over time, and that's cool, but they've done irreparable damage to too many people, and fuck them. I'm saying that right now on the very first live. I don't care if I only have 70 subscribers. Fuck them. Some of the content is cool. It's kind of like I'll listen to some of the stuff they say. It's kind of like Dr. Umar Johnson. Very, very smart brother. Always put black people first. That is an immaculate trait. However, he's not into interracial relationships. And me and him disagree on that, although I do love black women. Our girlfriend was black. She won't be named ever because that's private, but chocolate is where it's at, but I'm with who I'm supposed to be with. All right? Anyway, enough about why. It just took a while to climb back. And so my little production team, I'm gonna stop saying little, my production team, a huge production team, to say, Sky, why don't you get back on the saddle? Go do live. So what if the numbers are 0? That's hard to look at a screen and know that you have to be comfortable with talking to yourself for the next hour or so, however long. So I think I had to really sit and prepare and do a little short live and just say, hey guys, I'm back. And the Panther Spot podcast is in full effect. We're gonna have, all the stuff you love on fucking YouTube, all the stuff you love from podcasts that I was doing beforehand. I'm gonna say it. Fuck it. I was doing this shit before a lot of them. And if it wasn't for my wife having a stroke, I'd be where I know I'm supposed to be when it comes to helping people. We talk about relationships, okay? We talk about current events. We squeeze in the occasional geekdom, like anime, video games, stuff like that. But most of this is really relationships, how to deal with men and women, how I feel about being forced to have to address certain things or accept new norms, et cetera, et cetera. Don't mind my camera moving, still trying to get used to, because I like to lean, but the top of my head be. So, so I'm starting from level 1. And I want the whole freaking world to know that is what we're going to talk about. We're going to get into all kinds of stuff. I quit being a nurse because now what I do now, I make way more money than I've ever made as a nurse, which is funny to say, right? Because nurses were damn near making $120, $130, $140 more than some doctors were making during the pandemic because they were getting travel pay, which, shout out to all my lady nurses that didn't take the jab. And now we officially know that we were 2 years out from the shots, and we officially know that shit was trash. We all know that. Now, it's official. The world government has said it. WHO has mentioned it. CDC is starting to mention it. It's been all over the news. So now we know that we probably shouldn't have taken the jab, and that a lot of that stuff is killing very, very healthy people. Now, that's something we're going to discuss in very great lengths later on. We're going to talk about high-value men. Everybody wants to talk about high-value men. We're going to talk about passport bros. We're going to talk about valuable women and how each of us as men or women should be perceiving what is high value. I'm going to be a gatekeeper. I am. I'm rotten. Not all of y'all going to be passport bros. You can't. Some of y'all too dusty, too broke. Got to get your game up. Can't be demanding submission from any woman in the world when you were too lazy to build yourself up to get any kind of, you thought you were just going to get value naturally. That's some really sassy shit. Women are the only ones on the planet that are born with natural value, created from birth. I mean, everybody wants what they got going on up until a certain age. So I wonder how that feels, though, to just know that, damn, there's a fuck ton of people like me. Yeah, even more want to fuck me. I better lock somebody down before I hit that wall. I wonder how that feels. Knowing that we've had a wall, men have had a wall that we've had to climb over. So, hey, that's a good thing. Women don't hit the wall till damn near 30, 40s, right? Coming up on that wall, depending on how beautiful you are and how sweet you are, that wall could be a little bit further away. But men had to climb the wall, and that wall isn't age restricted. That wall is financial and physical value. Hey, I think I discovered. I don't think I heard anybody say that yet. Everybody's regurgitating the same shit because if it's the same shit, obviously, if a lot of it's right. But we both had to deal with the wall. It's just we had to get over the wall first. We had to play on extreme mode, and y'all had easy mode, story mode, if you will. Anyway, that's something I'm just gonna put a pin in that, put that off to the side, and we'll think about that a little bit later. That's something I kind of want to push off to the side. I'm not super big in celebrity news, but if it can teach a lesson, then we'll talk about it. You know, entitlement, cheating, stuff like that. If it warrants a lesson or a process, take this shit out. I don't like that. Whew, a fresh braid, a fresh twist, boy, itch. If it warrants a story or warrants a lesson, then we'll address it. We'll address it when it's supposed to be addressed. What's going to be really spicy is the panel. For the first episode, I really wanted something interesting. Try to do something no one else is doing. Keep it light, keep it fun, keep it toxic. Keep it toxic. I'm gonna write that down. Keep it light, keep it fun, keep it toxic. So like I said, I'm 37 years old. There's a lot that I can teach. Primarily for earlier stages of a relationship, past the cupcake phase, and into a phase where most men and women can't go. They just physically, mentally don't have the capability of going. And that's where I've been, in a place where you can't have sex for 5 or 6 years or it's cheating, although you're given the pass by everybody. But your return on investment is zero until you can help your partner get to a better space. And that's something that traditional relationships used to have. And that's because women didn't have access to 30 billion people when they turned on their phones. They only had the people that, try to mac on them in their immediate city or location. And so it was, do I stick with this guy who's falling apart right now? Or do I ditch this loser and go find somebody in the streets? Or same thing with a man. Is the grass greener on the other side? Here's something I want to say. The grass is motherfucking greener on the other side. It is. I'm tired of people lying. Oh, grass isn't always greener on the other side. Yes, it is. Yes, it fucking is. Yes, it is. Because the kind of grass you're trying to get is over there. It ain't over here. You're trying to get that grass. The person that'll suck your dick from the back. Yeah, that grass ain't happening over here. It's not watered well over here. I'm going to go over there to where that grass at. Now, do we have weeds over there that you don't like? Does the pasture over there have a dog that'll bite intruders? Do you have cow pies everywhere? Yes. These are things that you're not looking. We're not looking for that when we're looking for greener pastures. We're just looking for that patch of green that's not over here. So I can completely understand why people cheat. I can understand. I ain't saying it's right. Never gonna say it's right unless the circumstances are just dire. And we'll give examples of that later on, but let's change that shit. Let's make it a norm. Can we normalize? Yes. Can we normalize saying that grass is fucking green on the other side? It's just got other shit in the grass. That yard may have some shit in it that you weren't ready for. You know what I'm saying? The grass over there don't cook. The grass over there maybe suck your dick till your balls come into your stomach, but that shit over there, they're not sweet. They don't cook. They don't clean. Their house is dirty, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Right? So Yeah, we're gonna normalize that shit. Grass is always greener on the other side, but you might stick your foot in some dog shit. So I want to give a good shout out to 3 people. The lead attorney, awesome brother. A lot of legal advice, examples that actually helped me get through some of the stuff, legal stuff that was surrounding my wife and her illness and things of that nature. Shout out to him. Seeing him blow up, it's one of those things where you look at somebody and they say, hey, I have a course that costs $2,000. And you better pay for that course because it's worth it. Shout out to Jay Morrison for keeping me on my toes. I've never lost $1,000 to a man ever in my life, even in games. He was the first person I ever lost money to because Scam Master Jay is by far the best scammer on the planet. He's fucked up so many Black people that I can't stand, but I gotta give him props. Scam Master Jay taught me not to trust a lot of people. Taught me to ask the right questions before I give my money away to invest in things. Shout out to the Poor Man's Podcast. You know what sticks out about him, and he knows it? His voice. He sounds like this. He sounds like he's rounding a kid. Yeah. But you can't help but pay attention or listen because he knows what his voice sounds like. Shout out to brother. I'm not clowning. I'm not no smoke. I'm just saying I listen, and it's like, damn, I follow this cat. Like he probably didn't even know who I am, which is so unfortunate. Because if I was able to just keep going with this podcast before my wife had a stroke, I'd be that person. So I'm aiming for that. I'm aiming for him. And say Duke Jackson. Talk about a guy who has a gimmick, right? Perfect gimmick. Annoying as opening. But you're just like. So shout out to him. I left a few messages for both of those brothers. One of them responded, said, I'll get back to you in a few, which is kind of cool because technically in this YouTube manosphere space, I'm nobody. But if you go back, go check out some of my old videos. You'll love them, especially the one, what would you do if you woke up with a vagina? That's by far my favorite video. Like people were calling in, asking questions. It was just a good time to like reminisce on, I watched that video. By the way, I hate watching myself. I can't stand it. Even if I do like films, like I was in The Breaking Point. I was in Discovery Health, like reenactment shows. What else did I do? Dr. G's Medical Examiner. That was cool. I hate it. I finally saw the episode that I was in. How many years later? When did I do that? 2008, maybe? I think I did that in 2008. It's 2023. I finally saw it last year with my wife, and she's like, She's looking up at me from the hospital bed in her room over there. You had a gay loving relationship with V? On TV. I was on TV, babe. I'm like, I know that, but when did this happen? I said, it was before I met you. I didn't cheat on you with V. And you had that big ass bright yellow shirt on? Yeah. And you had a Jerry curl. Why did you? I was going through a phase. I was trying to figure out who I was. Like, don't judge me, man. So there was, I hate looking at myself post-production, but that's another thing that my big production team now is pushing me to do. Get into the editing room, get started, look at this stuff. So from humble beginnings to being extremely, I think I'm fucking hilarious. I think that by far was my favorite podcast out of the videos that I have that are still up. I think what would you do if you woke up with a vagina is by far the favorite video. Y'all should go check that out. I'm going to have all the other stuff, the general stuff that you guys will come to be used to, super chats, things to invest in, stuff like that to help a starving, hungry guy grow through YouTube. Videos are coming soon. I can't wait. I'm super duper excited. And I'm doing it cheap too. Like I got a cheap light, I got a cheap microphone. I am not going into this super duper expensive. I never was expensive. So for me to come out with what I was doing beforehand and having live viewers uppers into the thousands was dope. And I want to keep it. I want to get back to that point. So you guys help me out here. Okay. What what buddy say? The HBO special, Help a Brother Out special, please share, like, subscribe, all of that stuff if you are interested. I can't wait. The next show, we're going to talk about something interesting. I got a nice little lineup for all of this. It's definitely not going to be, it's not going to be medically related. It's definitely going to be relationship, current event advice type stuff. And so, yeah, I just thank you for these last 20 minutes. Not a lot going on right at the moment, but I should be back every day. I'm going to try to do every day. Let's see if I can commit to that. I'm going to make a promise to you guys. If I do it every day, the lives aren't going to be an hour, or try not to be. So every day at 8:00. It's 9 now. Cool. Every day at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm going to get on here with some wild, crazy shit. We're going to talk about it. Y'all can tell me how you feel about it. And that's where we're going to go with that. If it warrants an hour, then we'll go for that. But if I'm doing a live every day, it's definitely going to be 30-minute lives. And then our podcast, obviously, an hour and a half, 2 hours. So love you guys. Thank you for the few that showed up for this live. That's here just popping. I am super duper excited to kick this thing back off and get back to my old powers. I feel a little bit coming back in me. Just that one person that's watching right now that gave me the thumbs up. Sweet. I missed YouTube. You guys, I love you. I do. I'll be back, I promise. Talk to you tomorrow. I'm out. Yeah, baby. Yeah.